So welcome to this video, and now from now on I'm not going to call these special update videos. Now I'm just going to do a video every other day. So, right now, we do it every other day. So right now, we have Tropical Storm Karina, and that was declared last night as a Tropical Depression 11E, and it was upgraded to Karina this morning. Winds are at 35 knots, and 40 miles per hour, and the system is likely to strengthen. The ANC only brings us to 75 knots, but in my opinion, this intensity forecast is likely very, very conservative. I realize that there are some uncertainties with the system. It's interesting enough that the European, the JFS, and the global models are not very aggressive with this for the most part, so with the exception of the JFS. The majority keep it a poorly organized tropical storm, but given its impressive structure, this scenario seems somewhat unlikely, and the dynamical models are pretty aggressive, calling for the system to become a high-end Category 1 or low-end Category 2 hurricane. I think it could get stronger than that. The upper level winds are very conducive for development, for the most part. Though there could be some wind shear increase due to a disturbance to the east that will likely appear on the ANSY's tropical weather outlook in a few days. There should not be enough to prevent rapid intensification. And knowing East Pacific and the season in general, go with the high end of the intensity guidance. Thus, I'd be surprised if the system does not become a hurricane. I would not be surprised if we wind up with a Category 2 or 3 hurricane out just like Julio. Now, when the long range or some uncertainties with track, it's possible the system could be curved out to sea, but the JFS runs have more consistently been shown, and so have the Euro, have more consistently been shown a more southerly track that takes it towards the Hawaiian Islands in a week or so, probably about 2 weeks. That time by the time it reaches Hawaii, it will probably be a weakening tropical storm. And as we learned with the Zale, it's hard for a tropical cyclone to hit Hawaii. But we'll see what happens. And we also have now Hurricane Julio. Yes, Julio is a hurricane again, which we upgraded last night. And it quickly developed an eye again, and it's looking pretty impressive. There's some dry air, there's some mid-level humidity of 30%, but I don't think all of it's digging down to the surface. It's still enough for the mid-levels of the atmosphere to prevent significant further intensification. As a result, Julio has a somewhat ragged structure. Now, in addition, we have Invest 9080, which I've talked about. Even though it wasn't invested yesterday, the ANC has given it a 30% chance. The ANC has given it a 30% chance of developing within the next 2 days and a 70% chance of developing within the next 5 days. And the system's in a fairly conductive environment. And the system should become a tropical storm, probably not a hurricane, but a mid-grade tropical storm as it nears the Hawaiian Islands. And conditions there are somewhat favorable. As such, the system is a threat to Hawaii, but the system's going to be moving slowly, though in the latest runs, the track is straying towards a slower and further southward track, and most have it passing a little bit to the south of the Big Island, but the outer rain bands, given its slow motion, could still produce a lot of rain in ground already saturated by Hurricane Zale. So, there's some uncertainty with that too, because these 3 possible systems could all interact with each other, and thus there's a lot of uncertainty. But I'd expect at least 2 I expect one of these two to form, and then there are waves behind it. Now, that some of the models, like the no gaps and the CMC and the FMN and the Euro, have all started to pick up on behind it. Then the JFS does not show a system behind it. It's likely the remnants of former Invest 94L in the Atlantic. Nevertheless, it's something to watch. Time continues. Then the long range, getting some waves currently in Africa, near Africa. The JFS shows them developing into powerful hurricanes like around in the long range in the East Pacific near the west coast of Mexico in towards the end of August. So that is something we are going to have to watch. And we'll see what happens. I'll wrap this video up. My next video should be, what do you want to call it? Friday? Bye. Bye.